Happy Walker Day. This will not be posted until tomorrow because it is late and my YouTube takes hours to upload. I don't know why, but it literally will take hours and hours upon hours. I don't understand it. Always has. Anyway, so let's get into tonight's episode. If my memory is correct, I don't think I did one for last week. Oh, because, my depression, my anxiety. Sometimes I just can't social media because I am exhausted. However, let's get in. Okay, I'm going to say it. I am a much bigger fan of tonight's episode than I was of last week's episode. I love Jared, and I will watch anything he is in for the rest of the time because he is my champion for depression, for anxiety. Always keep fighting. However, I was kind of, not that the episode was bad, I was just kind of disappointed because they were portraying him to be like, maybe not weaker, but like kind of a little bit, and like making Mickey more the badass. And I've talked to my dad, and like he agrees. And like it's not a bad thing. Mickey is a badass, and I want that showcased. However, it's Walker's show, and I want him to be showcased as a badass too. I don't want people to be shitting on him all the time, like he is just unbearable and just like always in the wrong. And it was very frustrating to see that last episode, and it's been like throughout the show, but it hasn't been as bad as like last week, which kind of very much annoyed me because I'm like, I really want to see him capable. He's Walker. I want to see him like badass. I don't need like the kung fu. I didn't watch the original. However, you want your Walker to be like badass. And also, I watched Sam Winchester get beat up for 15 seasons, and I watched Supernatural, and the Supernatural fandom treat Sam Winchester like absolute garbage and trash. So, I'm gonna need y'all to do better for Jared Padalecki this time, CW, okay? Anyway, that being said, I still loved last episode. No hate. I love it to pieces. Jared does such an amazing job. Mickey does an amazing job. Sorry, I said her name of the show. I do that all the time. But, yeah, I really love them. Okay, but tonight's episode, we are entering, like, a whole other world. It's so good. See, now this episode, I don't know if it was the best. Either that or 5 for me, because they're both very good. But this one was so good. And my dad called me right after. I was like, whoa, you watched live? Hell yeah. He was like, well, because he wanted to give up last week. I was like, me? He's like, because you're my daughter. And I won't give up. Because he watched it for me. But he also was a Supernatural fan and like Jared. But he was about to give up. But he's like, I'm watching for you, though. But he's like, tonight restored my hope, restored my faith. He was like, they must have been listening to criticism, which I don't know if that's true. Because, I don't think they were filming in the hiatus at least for this episode. However, I do hope this show continues like this. Spoilers ahead. So, Walker coming in to save the day in the end. And Mickey got to be a badass too. This is what I'm saying. Like, don't make it, like Supernatural made it the Dean show. Dean was always the badass. And Sam was just the smart sidekick. That was not okay because Sam was so much more than that. Walker is so much more than that as well. And also, I was afraid at first that they were going to use his name and then make it her show, when it should be their show. But it's still his show because his name Walker, for crying out loud. They did a good job of that tonight. And I'm a feminist, okay? I want strong, empowered women, too, okay? Like, Mickey's a badass. I love her. But also, please let Walker be a badass. And tonight they did that. I love how I was afraid at first because, like, when he had that guy, he was like... And, okay, if he would have messed up and beat that guy to a pulp, like, could we have blamed him, though? Like, could we have blamed him? Like, I'm sorry, but if somebody, like, threatened to, like, hunt my non-existent daughter down because I don't have one, I probably would have, like, beat them to, like, beat at least a solid punch in the face, you know? But he just was like, that's another 12 years. Oh! Growth. Oh, I was so proud of him. I was like, yes. And I forget his name. Okay, Liam. And what is his boss's name? I keep wanting to call him Jason because I know him from Jason from the game. Ugh. Just like I keep wanting to call Clint Julian from One Tree Hill. They have really big actors from other shows and I just can't learn their new names because I keep calling them their old names. Does anyone else have this freaking issue? Ugh, I keep calling Mickey Raven. And I only watched 3 seasons of The 100 and I'm still calling her Raven. Oh, I have a huge issue. But I don't remember his boss's name. Whatever. He admitted that, yeah, Walker wasn't wrong to look into the case. So I'm like, okay, yeah. So we're all admitting that we were a little bit too harsh on Walker, yes? Yeah. He knew something wasn't right. In your gut. In your gut, you can just know these things. Perfect. I'm glad. Like, I'm so happy. I'm really relieved because tonight was really good. And, like, please continue this. Please continue. It was a perfect amount of the family as well. It wasn't overshadowed with so much family stuff. Like, we saw some of his kids weaved throughout, but we still got a lot of Walker and Mickey, and that's what I want. Yes, bring the family in sometimes, sprinkled in throughout. That's perfect. But I didn't like how it was, like, so overwhelmingly family because I've tuned in to see Walker. Again, no hate. This is my opinion, which I would want. I will watch the show no matter what. I will never, ever bash any project Jared Padalecki's part because I love him. However, just because I love him and I love the show doesn't mean I'm not going to critique it. But yeah, so I thought tonight was great. The kid, though, like, I don't know where I sit with him. I forget his name, too. I know, I'm bad. I forget his name. The one that Stella likes. I don't know where I stand with him because, like, last episode, I was like, excuse me, sir. When he was like, Duke is alive. I'm like, and Julie Clint was like, boy, you gotta kill him. Or something, he murdered off it, whatever. But I don't know where he stands and he makes me nervous. Like, he pointed the gun at Walker. And I was like, if this kid shoots Walker, my inner Winchester came out. I was like, boy, if you hit him, you will be dead before you know it. You understand me? My Winchester, like, my inner Winchester just popped out. I was like, I will not. And then he was like, here you go. And I was like, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. Say something. I will get Winchester on you. Don't fuck with him. Walker coming in to say today, though. Oh my God, that kid, that hug scene, though. Walker was like, I would be so mad at y'all if I wasn't so relieved. And August, bless his sweet soul, he just got up and just hugged him. And then Stella was like, and I'm just like, I also had a problem, like, they were trying to make him seem like he was a bad father, and that was really pissing me off, because, like, he's not a bad father. Yes, he did go MIA, but he was on a very crazy job where he didn't want to endanger his family. He has a job that requires him to be away a lot. He's, like, and yes, it was 11 months, and it's very heartbreaking, but he's here now, and the only one that had a right to be really mad at him was his children. Like, everybody else needs to, like, shut up. Like, I'm sorry he missed a game. I understand, but, like, he has a very important job where he's gonna be away. Like, I feel like, I don't think he should be labeled as a terrible father. Just because he can't be there all the time. That was also frustrating. And also it was frustrating last week how they were just making him seem like an emotional wreck. Like, when he was just like, I'm not. And when he yelled at Mickey last week, that upset me because I was like, what are they doing to his character? Why are they making him act this way? Like, it was just very upsetting. But this week, I completely loved it. But sometimes characters are going to make mistakes. I get that. No one's perfect. That's what makes them, like, amazing three-dimensional characters. But it just being that early in the show was like, what are they doing? I also recognize that some episodes are I'm not gonna like. Just like in Supernatural, some episodes I just didn't care for. like a handful of them that I would not watch again. Blood Lines. And unpopular opinion, Wayward Sisters. Sorry. And don't come at me with I'm an anti-feminist. I'm a huge feminist. However, Claire is just unlikable and super annoying to me. I don't like her character. I'm sorry. They should have focused more on Jody and Donna if they wanted me to like that. And the other younger girls, I didn't like them either. Like, it should have been Donna, Jody, Rowena, Charlie. I don't know how they would have done it, but they could have figured it out, because those are the women of the show I like. Okay. But yeah, tonight was really good. I'm trying to think of any key points that I missed. Oh my god. The car explosion. Self note. Get my keys fixed to where I can start it at a safe distance away in case somebody plants a bomb on me. On my car. Yeah. I do tend to piss a lot of people off at the bank I work for when I tell them we have to put holes and stuff. I should protect myself. I watch too many supernatural shows, like Criminal Minds. That's not supernatural, but it's like a show that fucks with your anxiety. Like, I should. But I think it makes me more careful, though. But yeah, I haven't worked out in 2 weeks, so I haven't watched an episode of Supernatural in 2 weeks. I'm on like 4-3, I think. Eventually, I'm gonna start doing that again, but I've been real sick. Really sick with my migraines and then my leg issues. Oh, it's very upsetting. But I'm getting through it, so not that many people view my things, but for like the 15 of you that do, if you do enjoy my stuff, I'm sorry that it's kind of like a roller coaster. I deal with a lot mentally, and I'm really tired a lot. I don't know. Sometimes I just can't adult, so it's all I can do to just get up, go to work, and then get home and just pass out. I'm trying to write, too, and I'm just like, my brain is just fudge. But yeah, 10 out of 10 would recommend. And if you're still on this video, if you're still here, that means that you love Walker, because you've heard my ass ramble about it for so long that you've stayed. Go to IMDb and rate it a 10, even if you think it was like an 8, to battle all the hatred that's coming. And please don't just stop at the episode, because the episodes are pretty good, pretty well rated. Do the page as well if you have not, because people are jackasses on there. And I know for a fact it's Destiel shippers, because a lot of them are crazy. Wish they weren't. But that is part of the fandom that is like, go buffs. Alright, but anyway, 10 out of 10 would recommend. Alright, guys, I am out for tonight. Maybe I'll start reacting to other shows. I think I've been watching New Amsterdam, but the only thing I'm watching, like, making sure I watch, like, completely live right now is Walker. So, alright, bye, guys.